You are looking at the Claude certification, knowing it could transform your career. But the material is overwhelming, the exam is expensive, and you do not have months to prepare. What if you could do it in 30 days with a proven system? I have helped dozens of professionals pass using this exact framework, and today I am breaking it down day by day. Most fail Claude's exam. But passing isn't about effort, it is about this. Forget memorizing random features. The key insight is that the exam questions are built directly from those published objectives. What this means is, you must dissect each line to understand what they truly test. It is about application patterns, not just facts. Start here and you are already ahead. Now, you face a critical fork in the road. Master Claude's architectural principles, its unique approach to reasoning and safety not as trivia, but as the core logic behind exam scenarios. This understanding is what separates those who pass from those who merely recognize features. It's the blueprint for every question you'll see. Day 5 and 6 are your most powerful lever. You are moving from simple recognition to genuine engineering insight. The official documentation is not a reference manual, it's the source code for the exam's logic. Your job is to internalize why the system is built this way, so you can predict how it will behave under any scenario. This is how you build an unshakable foundation. Day 7 is application day. You will not just read about concepts, you will engineer them into real, working prompt chains. Each project confronts a distinct exam scenario, forcing you to synthesize the previous day's work. This is where theory crystallizes into judgment. Success here proves your foundation is operational. You are no longer learning about the system, you are learning to command it. Stop studying harder. Start studying smarter. Here's how I cracked it. Now, you begin the decisive pivot. For 3 days, you are not reviewing topics, you are targeting and isolating your weakest domain. This is intense, surgical work. One day is purely reasoning, another for complex coding patterns, a third for creative thinking under pressure. The goal is simple: turn your biggest vulnerability into a genuine strength. Day 11 and 12 are a full audit of your own mind. You are not looking for what you know, but for the specific, uncomfortable question you hope the test doesn't ask. Write that question down. That gap is your single most valuable asset. Isolate it, and you have your exact target. This precision is what separates frantic cramming from mastery. It's not about the score yet. The objective is to meet the pressure, to feel it for the first time before the real test. You are discovering your rhythm, how your mind reacts to the clock. That discovery, the raw data of your own performance under stress, is your most critical piece of intelligence. It shows you exactly where the real work begins. Now, you have the data. But what's the pattern? Where did time slip away? Was it a specific type of question, or a recurring mental trap? Isolate that failure point. This isn't just one wrong answer, it is a blueprint. Your mission today is to translate that single mistake into a rule that prevents 10 future ones. Most candidates fail here, even after months of study. I will show you why. Right now, the system is testing your endurance and judgment. What this means is you must expose your brain to unfamiliar question structures. The key insight: pattern recognition under fatigue. Your final week is about forging instinct, not just recalling facts. So 5 different test banks isn't about volume, it is about breaking your comfort zone to build reliable, exam day intuition. Think about the final hour. That's what you are building for now. The key insight is to lock in the exact rhythm of the exam. What this means is you will time each section, and every second over triggers a drill. You are not just answering questions, you are programming your response for peak pressure. Day 20 is about seeing the code behind the question. The pattern clearly indicates that distractors are engineered to trigger a specific, incorrect mental model. Here's what's really happening: the exam tests your reaction, not just your knowledge. Your job is to spot the engineered flaw in the logic. Master this, and you disarm the trick before it ever happens. On day 21, we stop practicing and start measuring. You will run your final simulation under true exam pressure. The detailed metrics are your strategic report, revealing your final weaknesses and your exact readiness. This is your launch data. Trust the numbers more than your gut. They will show you, without emotion, if you are truly prepared to pass. I failed Claude's exam, then discovered what's really tested. Think of this not as a final review, but as the surgeon's final instrument check before the operation. You've already diagnosed the weaknesses. Now, you systematically revisit each one with scalpel-like precision, ensuring every concept is sterile and ready for use. This is where knowledge transitions from understood to unshakable. On day 26 and 27, your job isn't to relearn. It is to weaponize what you already know by building mental shortcuts. What this means is that under pressure, you will not need to recall an entire chapter, you will default to a core, unshakable principle. These quick reference models are your final toolkit for decisive, instinctive answers on exam day. Now, the final ritual is physical. The key insight is that your body holds the last 20% of your performance. Here's what's really happening. Controlled breathing before a practice question trains your nervous system to stay calm when it counts. This isn't just about health, it's wiring a state of focus directly into your exam day reflexes. Think of the test center as a foreign country and day 29 as your flight. You do not learn a new language on the plane. Your job isn't to cram, it is to land calmly. You have built the skills, now you must protect your mental energy. This is the strategic pause that ensures all your hard work is fully accessible on command. Now, the final transition from candidate to certified professional begins. The key insight is that your performance is already locked in. The pattern clearly indicates that execution is not about thinking, it is about trusting your preparation completely. What this means is you are not taking a test, you are confirming your expertise. Your final step is to walk in and collect what you have already earned. Study the test itself, not the material, it is a logic exam in disguise. This section reveals the exam's true complexity, showing how core services combine into real-world scenarios. Mastering these documented patterns is crucial. They directly inform many of the exam's most challenging logic questions, transforming your approach from basic recall to strategic application. But beyond the official documentation, there's a hidden gold mine. The key insight is that within these community conversations, you are observing the exact reasoning patterns the exam demands. You learn to dissect scenarios like a pro. This isn't about finding answers. It is about training your brain to think like the architect who wrote the question. What if you could identify your exact weaknesses before exam day? That's the power of a personal error log. By meticulously tracking every mistake, you create a targeted roadmap of your blind spots. The pattern clearly indicates which concepts are genuinely tripping you up, allowing you to focus your precious study time where it matters most. The true weapon isn't just knowing the content, it is having a pre-built system to deploy it. Prompt templates standardize your approach, eliminating wasted time and hesitation. What this means is you enter every complex scenario with a clear, repeatable method for structuring the perfect answer, turning exam pressure into execution power. Studying longer will not beat Claude's exam, this forbidden shortcut will. This mistake is like memorizing recipes without learning to cook. You might pass a written test on ingredients, but the real kitchen, the actual exam, demands you think like a chef. Simply collecting answers will not work. You need to internalize Claude's culinary logic, understanding why it combines concepts to create the final solution. That deeper understanding is your only path to success. The system prompt is the exam's blueprint. You have seen it, but have you decoded it? The questions aren't random, they are direct tests of the principles and guardrails established within that prompt. If you skip this analysis, you are answering in the dark. Master the prompt's intent, and you master the logic behind every single safety and design question. Let me be blunt, thinking you are ready because you answered practice questions at your desk is a fatal trap. The key insight is that exam pressure creates a different mind. What this means is you must simulate those strict, ticking clock conditions repeatedly. Without this, your knowledge crumbles when it matters most. That's how brilliant candidates fail. A structured 30-day plan beats months of random studying. Focus on weak areas identified through practice, not just rereading docs. Exam success comes from pattern recognition, not memorization. Start your 30-day countdown today, pick your exam date, and work backward from there.